Hey everyone, it's been a while. um, I was a little bit out of sorts, energy-wise, and on top of that, I was having massive amounts of allergic reactions to, well, spring coming in, you know. Um, but hey, I'm back again. Because we're at the, well, really end, it's the 1st of May today. So I thought I will do the What's Happenings, you know, go a little bit over the Deacon Walk that I've been doing, what I've brought in, what I've worked with, you know. And then next month we will start fresh again with new stuff. So yeah, I already put my journal here for the Deacon Walk. It is directly also related to, well, I was really not feeling it. I think the last time I showed it, it was the entering of the third decan of Aries, so Venus in Aries. Yeah, here. I think I've showed this because I think I also said something about the reading itself, Venus in Aries. It was not a connected reading. I was really not well, connecting, you know. I don't know if I showed any of these, so I will start here then. So while I was really not feeling it, you know, I was really not comfortable almost in my own skin. So I focused on a subject, what I'm trying to do outside of the Deacon Walk, because I entered this with the intention of really diving deeper into astrology, you know. So while I did the planetary dignities and well, other things that I dove deeper into, you know, here I went into the aspects, understanding that there were major, minor, and rarely used aspects. A little bit of, well, an introduction, and then I dove a little bit deeper into each of the major aspects because these are mostly used. So I went into the conjunction, the sextile, the square, the trine, the opposition. Yeah, that were the major aspects. So I did a deep dive in that, and then we were nearing the end of the third decan of Aries, and I was really, all of this time I was just not feeling it. Okay, one of the decks I will show later in detail that I brought in this month was the Journey into Egypt. And let me see if I can find the card that I used. Yeah, here. I will show a little bit more in a minute. But I did a reading. I don't have the oracle I used there because I was really like, okay, why is this Venus energy really getting me out of balance, you know? I don't know how to describe it. It was not my skin I was in. The energy around me was not vibrating. I was just not feeling it. I did my studies because, well, I didn't want to be behind, because you get that feeling that you're behind and at a certain point you might even give up. I know that sometimes for myself. So I tried to stay on point. But it was the last day of the third decan of Aries, and I did that reading, and something really interesting happened. The third decan of Aries is in correspondence with the Four of Wands card. And I pulled the Four of Wands, so that was already kind of, well, okay, but I'm not I was not feeling like the energy was vibrating with me. So why am I pulling exactly that card, right? And in the Journey of Egypt, I also have that book, you know, that that is the accompanying guidebook. So I went a little bit deeper into that. And something really fun, well, fun, it was a little bit like enlightening, right? It talked about, in this deck, the Four of Wands was like a portal or doorway to the underworld, which is the underworld of Egypt. And in the text, it said, wherever the sun rises or sets, yeah, is considered to be a portal or doorway to the underworld. And well, the Egyptian underworld is a place where our souls get tested to see if we can be reborn. Well, this was very interesting because, well, we cannot maybe see it Let me see with one of my thingies here. Yeah, maybe this one. So we were in the third deacon, which is Venus, but the one before that was the sun. And it talked here about a sun setting or rising, right? And it might not be seen as a sun setting, but in that sense, yeah, the moment I started getting really out of my own vibrational energy, you know, was actually the transition from the second deacon to the third deacon, you know, which was the sun was setting for Venus to come in. So that kind of gave me an epiphany. But we were already in the last day when I did this reading. So even though that was definitely very interesting to see, I wanted to see a little bit how that would continue, right? I was thinking about doing another reading. I didn't really know how I wanted to put that, which question. So I'm still working on that, but because it was a very well, eye-opening almost transition into those deacons, because the enlightening part, this was already a great reading. This was like, okay, maybe, right? And then we went into Taurus, yeah, and from the first or second day I felt the energy shift. I was feeling good again. I was feeling me again. I was full of energy. I wanted to do my studies. I was all over the place, right? And it was very, well, enlightening again to see that transition happening, you know. So with the first deacon of Taurus, I did what I normally do. I went into the Taurus. I went into Mercury because it's Mercury and Taurus. Because we started now with the first deacon of Taurus, I also went into the to the modality. So we're now in a fixed sign. So what does fixed mean? We're now in an earth sign, you know. What does the earth element mean? I went into the Hierophant of the Taurus energy and the Magus or magician for the Mercury energy. And of course I did the 5 of discs. With this one, even though we're now actually going into the second deacon of Aries, I still feel I need to do some work with this, because I cannot for the life of me connect the 5 of discs, especially the keyword worry, you know, with Taurus and Mercury. Yeah, it's just not vibing in my head. But okay, that aside, right? I did a little cute doodle. I'm not good in doodling, but this one came out great. So I got my little bull here. That was awesome. And then I did a reading that turned out bigger than I anticipated for Mercury and Taurus. I always do the reading. I'm always happy for the community that Marlena, who started this Deacon Walk, right, gives us a spread, you know, for that deacon. But because I want to go further than just the deacon, I really am trying to put my questions that they are correlating with what I'm finding in Taurus and in Mercury. So even though I really appreciate that, yeah, I'm not using them. I make my own questions. But I made 3 questions with the sorry. I made 3 questions with the eye on Taurus and Mercury, right? For example, I was learning about with the Hierophant and the Taurus, you know, that divine wisdom. There is certain wisdom in the Taurus sign itself, because they're really calm, even though they can be stubborn, but they're calm, you know. So I was looking to see what divine wisdom does Mercury want to communicate to me, because Mercury all about communication and stuff, you know, if I really bold it into something small. So this is what I wanted to focus on. So while I was getting my feelings back in that sense, right, I was feeling good again, I pulled some Oracle and Tarot, like I did here. They're just together. It's a set, but it's 2 cards for 1 question. And I did that with the I didn't put it here on the table. The herbal astrology oracle, the one I really love. Yeah. So I used that. So 1 question, 2 cards. I thought it would be a normal reading. Turned out I really went deep. when I did that, something fun happened. Well, fun, something that drew my attention. Let me put it like that. That's more correct, you know. The oracle cards were having the astrology symbols. So the first card I pulled, yeah, the astrology symbols were Pluto and the moon. The second card I pulled were Mars and Pluto. And then the third card I pulled were Jupiter and Pluto. So this was already a very in-depth reading. For every question, I almost penned down a whole page. And this is A4, you know. And that doesn't really always happen to me. Normally, I just write it down to the point. What's the message, you know? So for me here, yeah, Pluto was a little bit screaming to me, you know. And because we do the Chaldean system in the sense of the 5 planets and the sun and moon with that, Pluto, Uranus, and Neptune will not really be mentioned, right? We will not really look to that energy because they're not really mentioned in the cards, you know? But in this case, like I said, Pluto was kind of yelling at me. This is how I felt. And because I'm a Scorpio, I know in this system, Mars would be my ruling planet. But normally I can associate better to Pluto, you know. Pluto for me is a match, like a match made in heaven. I can understand that energy. Whereas to Mars, I can understand it, but I feel it more in Aries than I would feel it in my sign Scorpio, you know. While Aries is my rising. Anyway, I dove deeper into Pluto because I do know some of Pluto, but for the sake of, well, the astrology, diving deeper into that, you know, I wanted to take a look, like, what is Pluto trying to tell me, right? And I came across some information I didn't know yet. Like I said, as a Scorpio, my ruling planet is Pluto for me, you know. And then I came across this, that Pluto is also a generational planet because it spent so long, you know, in one zodiac sign. Because it's far away from the sun. So that means that an entire generation of people can actually share Pluto in the same sign. Yeah. So this was like, oh, okay, so where I have my charts. I'm not studying in depth yet because I want to know more before I maybe can really truly understand it. So I went back into my chart, you know, okay, where is my Pluto? Pluto was in Scorpio. And I was reading about it, and it said when you were born in 84, you know, the planet Pluto was in the Scorpio sign. So how do I say this without blowing everybody's mind up? I was born a sun Scorpio. That means Pluto is my ruler. But in the year I was born, in the time I was born, Pluto, the planet itself, was in my Scorpio sign. That was its placement in my birth chart. And that was like giving me all these vibrations of, well, an extra level of vibration, you know. And then there was this website, I think I got it from, that talked about the people who actually have Pluto in their Scorpio, in their birth chart, you know. And me already being the Scorpio with Pluto in my ruling sign. And a lot of things make sense, you know. Then there was a fun fact, because that apparently also happened in the time I was born. From 1979 to 1999, Pluto was near, or it was closest to the sun. And in that time, Pluto was actually closer to the sun than Neptune. Being the planet that is actually furthest away, but in that time it was actually closer, yeah, than other planets who are normally closer. So again, it was this vibration on vibration on vibration of Pluto, you know, telling me, giving me some insight into, well, myself in that sense. That was very interesting. You know, what I also found interesting, because while I was doing this reading, I was actually going back to this one, the one that I talked about with the Four of Wands, you know, because it talked about that entering of or that portal to the underworld, right? Because it talks about your soul getting tested to see if it can be reborn. And I might not take that literally, but more in a spiritual sense, in a vibrational sense, you know, because Pluto itself is all about death and rebirth, yeah, about transformation. So I'm not done with these two yet, even though, yeah, we need to move on for the reading, for the study, right? But I will definitely come back to this. Well, here I did a lot of doodling while I was thinking about all this information, you know, that I gathered of Pluto. I watched some documentaries about Pluto. So yeah, I might have gone too far with the doodling. But it was calming my mind. It helped me process the information, you know. I did a small reading about Pluto's energy, you know, and then I went actually into the traditional decans, because I said the one that we're following in the tarot, it's the Chaldean, if I say that correct, system, but in astrology, it's actually the decans by Triplicity. This is more the elemental approach, if I say it like that. So I wanted to put them together here, but yeah, I did a little bit of an intro because in this system we do have Pluto and Uranus and Neptune. So I really wanted to take a look at that. Here I placed them also together for me to, well, see the differences, wherein lies the difference, how can I agree or disagree with the difference, or in sense of vibrations, right? You cannot disagree or with facts, in my opinion, but again, because with me, like I said, I'm a Scorpio, which would be yeah, so I'm sorry, my brain. Yeah, I'm a Scorpio, which normally is seen as Mars, but I put actually Pluto in here. I use the other ones for that. Sometimes they are put together, like both there, you know, but for me, definitely Pluto, you know. And even in the decans, yeah, here the first one would be Mars. That's here too, by the way. But I made it Pluto, and then here it would be Jupiter, but Jupiter is also, in some cases, it's not Jupiter, it's Neptune. So the ones that are different, because here I put the whole schematics, the ones that are actually getting a different planet, I put little starry things with it. And I put them even outside of the circle. I think for me, it made visual sense again, you know. I mean, this was good, but sometimes I want it visually. So that's what I did. I went a little bit deeper into, well, the triplicity system in that sense, you know, the elements. This one was about the sects. It had to do with nocturnal or day and night charge. I went a little bit into the seasons, sorry. And then because, well, we were talking here more about elements, right? It's really in that elemental way, which in all honesty, it makes sense. Because in this system, we just go, we repeat, right? We have the 7 planets. So we have Mars, Sun, Venus, Mercury, Moon, Saturn, Jupiter, and then we start all over again. Mars, Sun, Venus, Mercury, Moon, Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, Sun, etc. You know. But here, yeah, we go with the elements. So the fire signs are Aries, Sun, and Aquarius. So the ruling planet of Aries is Mars. So Mars will be the first. The second one is Leo, and there the ruling planet is the Sun. So the second deacon will be the Sun. The ruling planet of Aquarius is Sagittarius. I'm sorry, I'm messing that up. I'm sorry. It's Jupiter. So here it will be Jupiter. When you go then to the second fire sign, yeah, you start with that one. So this is Sun, then the first one is Sun. Then the second one, according to the system, is this one with Jupiter. And then the third one will be with Mars, so the third is Mars. and this is how it goes. So there is definitely, well, there's logic in both. But I wanted to understand it, and I don't know if I'm explaining it right, because, well, I'm learning too, you know. But yeah, I really wanted to understand that, the differences, and how that might make sense or not make sense for me, you know. So yeah, like I said, here too, I went a little bit deeper. And here, yeah, I really messed this page up. So, well, it is what it is. This is not one of my favorites. Oh my God, something flew in my window. Anyway, yeah, it is what it is. This page got messed up. I don't want to rip it out. I don't want to damage the thing. It is what it is. Anyway, like I said, I did the elemental reading. And yeah, there is where we are now, because I should be going. Oh my God, there is some insect here in my house. Something flew in. Ew. But yeah, that was the last thing I did now. And today I will probably go into the second deacon of Taurus. But yeah, the fun part, I think, for me here was not only seeing this transitions through the deacon, yeah, the decan, sorry, but actually really feeling them, and maybe even understanding why I feel the way I feel, you know. But yeah, that was that. So I definitely, again, fun with the Deacon Walk. Thank you, Marlena. I did get some new stuff. Well, let's start with these. I got this from Printer Studio, because I don't think she sells them on her, oh my God, this thing. Oi. I don't think she sells them on her website anymore. This one I just got by Amazon. That is the guidebook for it. Okay, one second. Okay, sorry. I know for you it was like well, a second, right? For me it took 10 minutes to get that thing out of my house. Ew. It was distracting. So yeah, because it's getting warmer here, you know, and I'm on the 8th floor, yeah, and I have my door, well, practically always open. Shit flies in. So yeah, that's the guidebook, and this is a deck I already wanted for so long. And actually, I never really ordered from Make Playing Cards or that Studio Printer. I think it's like the same thing, because they almost offer the same things. You cannot get the same things, but it's like the website too. It's like a same kind of design. And 2 months ago, I think, or a month ago, I ordered something of Make Playing Cards, and it was actually shipped, yeah, through a European shipper, which made it for me possible to not pay the customs. So then I was like, oh, that's interesting. Because that is why we do it for, you know, we here in Europe, we really watch out where we can buy stuff, yeah, that we can avoid those taxes, because they are humongous. So I took the gamble with Printer Studio too, because that setup is almost identical. And I was like, we will see. If I need to pay, I will pay, but maybe, you know, maybe I don't. And again, I didn't need to pay. I will be ordering more from them from now on. I always thought I needed to pay, which turned out not to be true. Because again, I wanted this deck already for so long, you know. Okay, I need to watch how I say this, because, well, I don't, because in all honesty, I don't give a shit. I am who I am. I speak my truth, yeah. I hate Egyptian decks, yeah, where the people are white, yeah. There are no white Egyptian, especially when we talk about ancient Kemet, you know. These were black people. These were not brown people. These were not white people, yeah. These were black people. So when I see decks, yeah, that have these white, beigey kind of Egyptians, yeah, I don't only not like it, I actually get almost angry because of it. So when I saw this deck, I actually really love this deck, you know. The fact that the Egyptians are portrayed as black people, you know, is something that makes me happy. Yes, here and there we have a little bit of beige, you know, but mostly, yeah, they are black. Yeah, the way they, well, used to be. So this is something that really attracted me to this deck. And it took me really some time, you know, to get it, because I was so afraid, because the deck itself is quite expensive. I think I paid €90, and that's without shipping or anything, you know, for this deck. So no, it's not cheap, but it's one that I've already wanted for so long. I mean, years, you know. So I finally got it, and I have absolutely no regrets, because that's the deck. And then, yeah, the guidebook you need to buy separately. I was in luck. The local Amazon, so my country's Amazon, you know, had copies available, which made it easier for me, you know. I mean, I had the book before I actually had the deck. I think I had the books already for 2 weeks, yeah, before the deck actually came in. Yeah, one of my favorites. I mean, look at that smile. Not so serious, you know. So yeah, this one came in this month, and I've been actively working with it. I absolutely love it. I mean, the box is horrendous because, well, you get these plain white boxes, you know. It kind of sucks, but yeah, it is what it is. And at the end of the day, it's about the deck, right? Even though I would have loved a good box, but it's about the deck. So yeah, like I said, this one really made me happy. It still makes me happy. I in the foreseeable future, this one makes me really, really happy. Because I waited so long to get it, you know, and now I finally have it. And again, you're not seeing it, but I'm doing a happy dance here. Because again, it's something I wanted for so long, you know. So yeah, that is the Journey into Egypt tarot. Absolutely love it. So yeah, this one came in this month, and then I will go to a book first because it's a big one, and then I can put it aside. I bought this one. Okay, for all my sisters that are watching, everybody else of course too, but I know my sisters are going to be interested. When we are looking for books about Orisha or the Yoruba spirits, right? 9 out of 10 times you get, well, these 7 African powers, yeah? It's all about those 7, yeah? And I was really looking for a book, yeah, that went further, you know? Especially because this is what made me go there, yeah? First off, it was this deck. By our beautiful sister Aminat, yeah, the Iyami Oracle. She goes into the, well, the Iyami, you know, which is a little bit like the African counterpart for crone mother maiden, yeah. But again, she goes beyond the Orishas. She goes into spirits, deities, like I said, the crone mother maiden concept. So she goes, I'm sorry, I think I'm not showing it right up. So she goes way beyond that, you know. And I love the episodes that she does with our Queen Auset from the channel of Oyas Girl's channel, where she really goes deeper into this. But they do it only once a month. And, well, I might need more. So, in that sense, yeah, I really needed something substantial. And I was looking around, doing my homework, yeah, and I found, well, this beast. And it was, again, not cheap, but I was really hoping it would be the good one, yeah. And oh my god, it's the good one. Let me see that I'm not burning down my pages because I'm gonna cry. This is a text. So we have here all the narratives of Orishas, and there are lots, yeah. And in each narrative, oh, perfect, here, narrative of Isu, and then you have different stories, yeah, about this Orisha, yeah. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, here till 14, 17. Some are shorter, definitely true. 19, oh, 20, 21, yeah, 25. So here we have 25 different stories, yeah, of one Orisha. And this goes on, you know, to all the Orishas in there, yeah. Then, which I found wonderful, because, well, I didn't know that it was outside of the, well, the Orishas. Let me find that card real quick, because this is me. This is what I do. Where are you? Am I crazy? Okay, maybe a little bit. Here, I'm sorry. Because this is actually one I'm wanting to dive deeper into. This is why it was also on top. A gungun. And I was looking for it, and it is here too. This is not under the Orishas in this book, at least. Narratives of spirits and other deities. And this is about this one, because she places at the ancestors, which is absolutely correct. I didn't know that, but I know now. I assumed, right? I mean, she knows her stuff. Here too, in mysticism, you also have a whole chapter on ancestors, and then again they go into Egun, but also here with spirits and other deities, yeah, you have different ones, yeah. You also have the Yami, haha. This made me happy. This made me happy because, of course, we have hers, and no disrespect, absolutely not. I think this is a great book for people who already know the Nigerian Yoruba practices. You know, I am not one of those, so I might actually need a little bit more than this book. You know, so this was awesome. So yeah, here we have a whole chapter about the Iyami. We also have a chapter which was also a selling point, which were it's about the Odu of Ifa, so that system. And where is that? I showed this deck not too long ago, the African Gods Oracle, and this was about, wait, let me get them. So this was about the Ifa system, you know, and the Odus. And again, I need more than, well, this little book, right? So I really wanted to dive deeper into it. I didn't know it was in this book, so that was just, well, a happy extra for me. But it made this book even more loved, you know. So we have those, yeah, mysticism, so power of Auset, ancestors, again, Ogungun, rituals, names given to, ceremonies. There is some poetry in here about the society, about sorcerers. And then here too, yeah, we have about the Ori, yeah, so the head Orisha, our own consciousness, right? And then Orisha. So here in the beginning we have those narratives, right? All these different stories. But here with the Orishas, 293, here we just have like this summoning up almost of this one Orisha, you know. So maybe I think for me this section is perfect if I pick a card and, okay, the teacher, and I read in sister, I mean, that's book, you know, and I really want something extra, I can go in here and really focus on this one character. I could, of course, read all these stories, but yeah, if I'm not in the mood yet to read 27 stories or how much, I can get this summoning of this summary, the summary of this one Orisha, you know. So again, really love that part. I mean, I'm in love with this book. I don't think I will ever finish the whole book in a sitting, you know, but I love it. So African Orishas, Ilagun Orisha, local gods and spirits, the special beings of Obatala. Like I said, there's so much in here. As you can see, because I showed the fatness of this book, right? I mean, it's huge. So this, yeah, is definitely a treasure that I found this month. I've been looking for some time now of something more expensive than those 7 Orishas, you know. And oh my God, I cannot recommend this enough. If I'm wrong, and you know, like, oh no, this book is not accurate. I don't think so, because there are a lot of things that are recognized from stories or how people have taught me, you know. I absolutely love this book. Yeah, I want to hug this book, and if I could keep it nicely, I'm gonna put it in my bed and hug with it. No, I'm kidding, but really love this book. So much knowledge in it, you know, and it's definitely helping me. So yes, let me put these aside, like I said, because this, yeah, is absolutely helpful with these two decks, you know, to really dive deeper, to go outside of the guidebook and really look, well, again, deeper into any message given, you know. So again, absolutely love it, worth every penny. And yeah, definitely a new treasure in my collection. Not a card, not cards or that sense, you know, but oh my God, definitely part of my collection in that sense. So absolutely love it. Let me put this aside. Then I had another deck. I already did a walkthrough of this one this month because, well, I was really in love. Last month, I think it was, I ordered, this one was from the Make Playing cards that I said I wanted to try, you know, even though if it would cost me, and I found out, well, it didn't. This is the Blacktails Tarot. Yeah, there's no name on it. Is there? No, there's no name on it, but yeah, I remember. Blacktails Tarot. And again, I did a walkthrough. I will put it in the description, the same as the walkthrough of this one. Hey! Sorry, cats being annoying. So both I did a walkthrough of, but I bought this one, like I said, last month or something. And I fell in love. First, I was like, okay, this is weird. It was weirder than I expected, you know, because on these sites, like Make Playing cards, you only see like 4 or 5 cards, right? 6, 7 maybe. I did see a walkthrough, but it's never the same as having it in your hands, yeah? So it was even weirder than I expected it to be. But even though it was weird, I connected with it. I had amazing readings with it. And then not long after I actually had this deck, I think it was days, yeah, of having this deck, I found on Sister Phoenix, her channel, I will link her also in the description, this deck, which is Our World Today. And from the moment I saw it, I knew it would be like a perfect pairing, you know, with my Blacktails Tarot. And I deeply fell in love with this deck because there is this balance of archetypical cards with just, well, not just sounds like I'm not doing it the justice, you know, but with keywords, and then again, taking it, looking at it from a different perspective. So really love this deck, but okay, I'm not gonna make more piles. Let me just do 2. I think you will see what I mean. They pair perfectly. Oh my God, this is such a sleepy deck, yeah. So again, they just pair perfectly for me, you know. I don't know if it's the art style, because even though I think they are different, yeah, there is something about it, yeah, that actually really works. And this deck, yeah, the booklet, it's simple in the sense of you get the title of the card, then you get this keyword, and then you get upright and reverse meanings. For me, in all honesty, the keyword is enough. I left the building. After that one, you know, I'm in my reading. So absolutely love this deck. And it was to pair with this, yes, but it surprised me in a very positive way. It went much deeper, you know, and every time I get, even when I'm just talking or I'm just looking, you know, I get these great pairings. The High Priestess, the Healer, even the colors, you know. 6 of Cups, the Demigod. 10 of Wands, the Twin Flames. King of Swords, the Therapist. But I don't know, they just fit, yeah. And any reading I have done ever since, yeah, is like spot on. So I'm absolutely loving this deck. And like I said, I have a walkthrough, so I will post a link to that in the description. But yeah, this was a pleasant surprise. It has beautiful soft gilding, you know. These are the backs and the shuffle. I mean, come on. You know we all love this sound. It has a great shuffle. I think if every deck was like this, yeah, the world would be a good place. No, I'm overreacting, but absolutely love it. Yeah, I did buy another deck at the beginning of the month. I did a walkthrough of it, yeah, where I was really confused. Yeah, I was just not vibing with the deck. And normally when it's black creators, even if I would not vibe, I think always that I will keep it anyway. I ended up selling it. I did a walkthrough of it. It was called the Wild Muse. I'm sorry, my cat. Hey! Yes, I was just yelling on YouTube. So I did the walkthrough of it, and I don't have it anymore. I sold it. It was not working for me. And I love to support black creators. I love to support black art, but I don't like cluttering my house. I have a lot going on in my house. I mean, I'm a root worker, so I got a corner, which is my apothecary. I got a big ass ancestor altar. I got this big table, yeah, with stuff on it. But when it comes to decks, yeah, I like to keep what I use. And if I don't use it, you need to go, you know? Hey! I'm sorry, my cats are very annoying tonight. So, yes, like I said, the other one left. I don't like to keep it, you know. It was not something that I was gonna get over if I was gonna use it more. I tried. Every time I shuffle and I pull a card, I'm utterly confused. I'm like, I don't know what to do with this, you know. This is not an oracle kind of keyword or phrase or something to jump off of. So again, after I think, because I sold it last week, so it was a good 3 weeks, you know, I was utterly and totally done. Yeah, I was like, no, it needs to go. So it left. So those two, and then the last one, I already had my eye on this one for a long time. I can never get it. It's the African Tarot. I could never get it here in Europe, so I was waiting. And I think when I did the walkthrough of the Global Fusion Intuitive Tarot by brother Rodney, right? Yes. That Queen Auset actually replied in the sense of, no, it was not that one. It was another African tarot. I think I complained about the small one. I think it was on some video of that she said to me to go check out this one, because it's from Da Bride. And I think I responded in a sense of, yeah, I have my eye on it, but it's not in Europe, you know. This one I needed to get from Amazon.com, and while I was there, I was remembering her words, because this was popping up in recommended, you know. And I was like, well, I'm already going, let me get this one too, right? I mean, that's the best excuse, right? Well, in all honesty, not really an excuse. We are here in Europe, you know. If we're gonna need to pay, we better pay at once, because otherwise it's a never-ending bill, you know. I don't know why I'm shuffling. I was trying to show you. So I really love this art style. It has something, ancient is the wrong word. It has something tribal or pure, you know. For me, it really has energetic vibrations. Yeah, when I see this, it makes me happy. The borders are in the suit kind of colors. Black will be the majors. White is air, so swords. Red for wands, fire. Green for disc, earth. And then, yeah, here blue for water. Cups, sorry. I absolutely love this, and I was so happy to finally get it, because this one too had been on my wish list, yeah, forever. But every time I need to get overseas, I need to calculate my price, almost times 2, You know, that's not a exaggeration. So, well, we need to be able to do it, you know. But yeah, because I was gonna go for this one anyway, I was like, I better get it, yeah. And again, her words stuck to me because I was like, yeah, you're right. I already want that one, but I didn't get it yet. Now I do, and again, no regrets at all. From all these decks I got, you know, only the one that was really, really not working for me. And again, I don't like don't like the clutter, you know, because the moment it's in my closet, it's gonna take space in my decision making, and I think I'm gonna get even more angry every time I eyeball the deck, you know, and I'd be like, no, that's not working for me, because again, it's gonna be in my choices, and every time I need to say no to it, you know, while others I might say no to from time to time because it's not their time in this practice I'm doing in that moment, but I know over time yet they all get their use. So, yes, absolutely love this one. And I think that was my last one, right? I think it is. Yes. I decided for next month, yeah, to invest in myself. Over the years, I made some oracle decks. I made a tarot deck. Another tarot deck. In all honesty, that were photographs, animal. Because it was a deck for readings with Sekhmet and Best. And I couldn't find a great deck to really do that with. The energies were feeling off. I was not having it, so I was assuming Best and Sekhmet were not having it as well. So I created one myself, and I never actually got to printing it, which is a shame because the whole point of me creating that, you know, was to use it. So I don't know which ones exactly because I got a lot. I think I got 10 plus, yeah, in my on my computer that I actually made. So I just need to see also financial wise, you know, which one I'm going to be buying. But I thought, you know what, instead of spending money on other people's decks this month, I might actually just print some of my own decks, you know, I made. There are decks that I made that I look back on and I'm like, no, and I delete them, you know. I know the energy that I'm in now, but there are still some decks, yeah, that even I just finished, yeah, that I'm like, oh yeah, I want to work with them, you know, I want to see if that energy works. So I think I might actually do that this month. Just order some of them that I want to work with, you know, for me to have. I mean, I created them, I better be using them. So yes, I think that's it, especially for this month. Like I said, I'm not one that buys 10, 20 decks, you know, every month. Next month, like I said, I'm not planning on buying anything. Oh yeah, there's one that I want to buy, and that had to do with the with that reading that I mentioned in the beginning. That talked about the portal to the underworld, you know, the underworld of Egypt, because Miss Dawn Michelle from Dawn Michelle Tarot, I think she did a few videos about that deck from Kyle Gray. It was the portal deck. I think she calls it a portal deck. Now I'm calling it a portal deck. I don't know the name. But that deck, when I was doing that reading, I was actually thinking about that deck. I was never interested in that deck, you know. I saw the videos, it was all cool, but I was like, I have no use for it. Now I might actually have a use for it. It is mass market, so it ain't, well, super expensive, right? So I might get it. I think I will get it. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get it. But for the rest, like I said, I want to focus on some of the decks I made, you know, to actually print them out. But you will see next month or in the month, maybe I will show them off once they get in, you know. I might make a video. I never did an unboxing, you know, on my channel. I might do an unboxing for that one if they come in. I might. I make no promises because maybe I will rip that package open and dive in there, and then it's not officially an unboxing anymore. I will try to make it an unboxing if you're interested. If you're interested, please let me know. Then I might do my best extra, you know, because I'm like, oh, but they want to see it. If you're not interested, I might, well, rip that package open and, well, be done with it. I have no patience. When new decks come in, yeah, I want to see them, and I want to see them now. But yeah, this was it for this month. I still think I got too many decks for 1 month. Because, well, what you see here, like I said, there was one more. I bought this one, and this one. Oh, not too bad, right? I had 4. Because, like I said, the other one, I had 2. But I already resold it because, well, it was not working for me. So, the Journey into Egypt, Our World Today, and the African Tarot. And all our decks. These 2 I wanted already for the longest time. This one, it was, well, I'm not going to say impulse buy because I knew it would be fitting this deck. But I didn't even watch a walkthrough of it. I only saw the video of Sister Phoenix. I will put her channel in the screen or in the description. And it was like, oh my god, that's amazing. That will fit my tarot, you know, my Blacktails Tarot. There was even a moment after I bought it, I was like, oh shit, what if it doesn't work? Yeah, sorry, there I went. YouTube not gonna like me, but okay. I was really like, oh crap, what if it doesn't work for me, you know? Because, well, she loved it. That don't mean I love it, right? But I was like, okay, Black creator, we're supporting her, right? It's all good, it's all good. And then, like I said, it really, it went beyond my expectations, you know, so absolutely amazing. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, I don't think I can make this video any longer because I'm not really saying anything new. But that's it then, right? I hope, like I said, if you really want to see the unboxing of my new decks, I think that will be either next week or, well, the beginning of that week afterwards. Depends a little bit with the post. But I will try to do that. I will be more online now. I'm feeling a little bit better in my skin, like I said, you know. I've got the energy back. But yeah, again, new videos will come. I have no idea which ones yet, but we will see. And then you will see me pop up. And if you want to see me pop up, please like and subscribe. It really apparently helps the channel to grow, you know, and we want that, of course. Until then, I hope to see you all soon. I hope you all have a lovely day, midday, evening, weekend, whenever you're watching this. And I wish you all many blessings. Okay, bye-bye.